Welcome back to Film Buff Bros, and in this episode, we're going to chat about our favorite Nicolas Cage movies.
He's done a couple.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I was looking, there's one, I tried to download it called Pig. It was rated R, and I think it has 6.6 on IMDb. Most of the ones he's been doing recently, I think maybe other than The Color of Space, which I tried to watch and didn't like, most of them have pretty low reviews. I haven't seen a lot of his new ones, but I think his best work was in his earlier years. Adaptation, awesome. Almost went with that. Raising Arizona. Birdie, I think is his best performance in my opinion. He just seemed it's a drama, and I think he did it really well, not over the top. But I'm going with Snake Eyes. Primarily because of the cinematography, but also he shows a lot of range in it, while he's trying to figure out like the mystery. At first he's very, verbose or loquacious, just really like over the top and talkative, and then he's more quiet, and he's still like aggressive throughout it. But let's see the notes I have here. Best cinematography of any Nicolas Cage movie, in my opinion. Brian De Palma, those pans and the long shots, like that opening shot that just keeps going. And yeah, pretty good range for Cage of over the top to attentive, from being this over top boxing spectator, just like this is my city, and then to the attentive and inquisitive detective performances. Yeah, he shows quite a bit of range, and it seems really appropriate. His over the top is appropriate for a spectator at a boxing match. So it doesn't come off over the top. It comes off as quite natural, I think.
Yeah, I think the thing with, and I was gonna say Snake Eyes too, and I keep watching that movie over and over lately. There's something where it's blended the craziness that Cage is willing to do as an actor, and sort of tamed him down with that last half, or the after the beginning of the movie, after the shots. Yeah, so he's really just like, I think De Palma or the script or whatever is just, they found that perfect medium for Cage to be like fun but believable, This one's kind of like not that. It's totally outlandish. It's him like with being unbridled and having complete freedom. Vampire's Kiss, 1988. I think you told me about this movie less than a year ago. Watched it, and because you said it had parallels to American Psycho, which is brutally obvious that it does. And Bale also said he based a part of it off this character. But yeah, he's totally unbridled in this movie. He's got so much freedom as an actor. I'm almost jealous. There's just so many scenes and he's got this fake accent, this weird, trying to sound posh, regal accent. And I thought it was cool from going back from the therapist to this abuse of his secretary throughout the whole movie. And at first, when I was watching it the first time, I was like, what the is going on here? Is this this is the movie? Like, he's just going to be picking on his secretary and then saying weird shit to his therapist. And that's what it is. But there's something about it. The great 80s aesthetic of New York City, Manhattan. The music is gothic, but it's used sparingly. There's a Hitchcock mysterious quality to it. Pacing cinematography is pretty good. It's just an unpredictable, unorthodox movie. Like, I couldn't predict how it was going to end. And I couldn't predict what was going to happen from one scene to the next. The only thing is I'm not a big vampire guy, so I kind of wish that stuff like wasn't even there. I just wished it was more American Psycho and maybe just a serial killer kind of thing. But it's just risky, and he's always taking risky, rare acting performances. Adaptation, like you said, another one. But I also want to say, like, just Leaving Las Vegas, Wild at Heart, Bringing Out the Dead, the remake of Bad Lieutenant. Snake Eyes, he's made a lot of movies, so he's bound to have some good ones.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I've never seen the remake of Bad Lieutenant. It was kind of a loose remake from what I've heard, right? Was. Yeah, that one I'd like to see. And Vampire's Kiss, I never watched it in its entirety. When he was running around the city going, "I'm a vampire," that's when I turned it off. I was just like, it's just too over the top and cringy for me. It's kind of like, I don't know. I think there's some things, like you said, just like the whole vampire thing, if that had been changed to like, him getting like bonked on the head and having a concussion, or like, getting like drugged or something like unintentionally, then it would have just sat with me a little better. But I need to give it another shot.
Well, it happens like multiple times in the movie. You're like, this is the third time he's getting bit. Like, does he have to get bit like 3 times in the movie? And yeah, this got its flaws, but it's one of the riskiest acting performance of any actor I've ever seen. For that, I would say it's worth a watch. Yeah.
Right. All right, that's our episode for this week. Tune in next week, same place, same time, and click down below to subscribe so you can access all of our awesome content.
Goodbye.